How's it going, everybody? We are finally starting the CDT series. So today is T-1 for when I start the trail. We are in Lordsburg. This is going to be the launch off point. 99% of all the hikers are probably starting through here no matter where they're coming from. This is where the shuttle service is at that people can get on to take them down to the monument. I've got my dad here in town with me. So similar to when I did the beginning of the PCT, he was able to just drive me over here to Lordsburg and we'll start this trail. So for right now, we are going to go into town here a little bit. Just across the way is pretty much the only restaurant in town. So we're just going to get some dinner.
Happens to be the Chatterbox.
Yeah, we'll see what that looks like. And then that's pretty much the only activities we need to get up to. I've got everything else ready to go. I'm 100% ready for the trail. We're going to get up nice and early tomorrow morning. And the plan is to just drive out an hour or so before sunrise so that we get started on the trail somewhere a little after sunrise so we can get most of a full day's worth of hiking in. So stand by for some of that in a little bit here. So let's go get some dinner in the meantime. Here's where we're staying in Lordsburg, the Motel 6. Decent room. And then right next to it, this is where we're getting food.
Mine's the liver and onions, in case Melanie's wondering.
Well, we're done eating. That was pretty good. That was the Cranberries Chatterbox. Good place for some food. I think I'm going to go ahead and sign off here for tonight. Just some quick updates. We'll be heading out nice and early tomorrow morning for getting out to the trailhead. So we'll check back in and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Good morning. We're up nice and early. It's about an hour before sunrise. So now we got about a 2.5 hour drive down to the Mexican border and the start of the Continental Divide Trail. So let's start this long drive. We're still picking our way through some back trails. I think we're on the wrong path though, but we kind of know basically where we need to head, but I don't think this is the way the shuttle drivers come. We'll give you more updates as we get closer. Well, we hit a point where it's end of the line, so we're gonna turn around. I think we're gonna have to go all the way back and then go around the other way. So we're still figuring our way how to get there. Well, we made it back out of the wrong way trail all the way back to the town of Fachita. Ran into a dude named Radar, which is kind of works out of the local area and supplies the water caches. I've heard of that guy before, so he was able to get us all situated with the correct directions. And so from here, we're heading back out for attempt number 2. Should take maybe about 2 hours and more unimproved dirt roads, but eventually I think we'll get there. We'll be okay. So we'll catch up when we get a little bit closer. Well, we're definitely on the right road, and once we made it off of the Route 81 onto the dirt roads, at all the turns so far, there's been good signage as far as Continental Divide Trail, Southern Terminus, which way to go. So that's where we're going. We're making our way still. Okay, we finally made it. After about 7 hours and 2 attempts at driving, we finally made it to the Southern Terminus. So we'll get some shots around here, and we'll start getting set up. I'm a little bit behind schedule as far as timing-wise for when I'd like to have hit the trail, but I think I can still accomplish what I need to for today. So we'll kick this thing off here in just a minute. There's a little shade awning here, which is nice. A little barbed wire fence for the border. Everything that way is all Mexico. All right, we've said our goodbyes. We're all ready to rock. Let's get on down the trail and see how much we can do for today. And we're on our way. Can already see the first trail marker up ahead. As long as you can spot them, kind of. They're obvious enough there in the distance. It just took a long time to get out here. 7 or so hours of driving before we figured it out. Seems like this is kind of a hard place to find unless you get directions from somebody who's been out here before. You just have to find the right turnoff from the main road, Route 81. But right now I gotta move as quick as I can. I have to make it at least to the first water cache today, which is about 14 miles up trail. We got about 6 hours of daylight left. So I'm just gonna move as quick as I can. Not optimal for the first day. But at least the, it's midday heat right now and it doesn't seem that warm. It's only like 85 or so. Light breeze, nice and quiet. Nobody else out there at the start. So I kind of like hiking by myself in a low trail population. I feel like there's a lot of stuff I wanted to say. Let's see if I can remember it all. But luckily the terrain is mostly flat, pretty much all the way to Lordsburg, I think, which is like 85 miles or so. Today we're going to be winding our way towards the mountains over there in the background. That big peak is a big hatchet. We kind of wind up a valley a little bit, and then on the other side is the first water cache for the day. I'll probably end up tenting around there. Hopefully it's not too late in the day. So far the trail is very well defined. Just follow the path that everyone else made in front of you. I'm about 2 miles in. The trail crosses the dirt road to come into this place. And step down here a little bit, provide some shade in this building. Well, this will provide a nice break. Back on trail, feeling good. Only done 2 miles so far, but feeling good. That's a good sign. Every trail's different. It's a desert, and I've done the desert before, but this is a whole different type of desert. It's almost like it feels drier out here than Southern California desert out on the PCT. Kind of like this feeling. Very desolate. There's nobody else around here. It's very quiet. Well, I'm about 4.5 miles in. Found a nice little shady spot in a wash. Still feeling good. These tall spindly cactus are cool. I always forget what they're called though. Looks like I made it into the wash. We'll be following up this for a little bit. Lots of cow droppings, lots of flies, but there's a lot of shade in the wash here against the berm. There's a dead cow. That's the CDT for you. There's been just a couple of nice trees like this to provide some shade. And I was just thinking as the day's getting longer, getting closer to sunset, I don't think I'm going to make it to the water source before sunset, water cache number 1. So I think from here I might only get another 2 miles or so in me. There's supposed to be some decent tenting. And that'll only put me like less than 2 miles, I think, from the water in the morning. So I think that'll be okay to dry camp for tonight. But water's definitely going to be a little light for today. Well, I made it to camp for the night. The site's just called Big Tree. There's a big tree there. There's one other hiker there, camped around, so I'm not alone for the night. Literally the only other hiker I've seen all day. But right now, there's a water source called the Sheridan Wells Windmill. I don't know exactly how to get there, but it's on far out. So I know the general location to head in, so I'm just kind of heading up this side wash, see if I can end up there. It's like 1/4 mile out, 1/4 mile back maybe. And reports are that it's got water in it. Might be a little scummy, but I'll take what I can get. I could use an extra liter or 2 right now, so that's the current mission. And then back to camp, cook up dinner, and then I'll try to do all that as quick as I can and then go straight to bed. All things considered, it's been a good day for starting as late as we did. Made it to the windmill. Easy enough to find, following the little side wash. Not the best, some dead bugs in there, but it'll do. Collect a couple liters and then head on back to camp. Here's what camp looks like. Here's me all set up right under the big tree. So I guess that's what we'll call this tent site. I think I'll just go ahead and sign off, and that'll do it for today. I think we had a good day 1. Lots of rocks, but it didn't beat my feet up too bad, which was good. And now that I got plenty of water, I'm gonna cook up a freeze-dried meal for dinner and go straight to bed. So we'll see you guys all in the morning. Good morning. A little chilly this morning, probably in the 40s. Not as cold as on the PCT though. They had some cold nights out there. Body's feeling good, except for maybe the shoulders. Shoulders got a little sore yesterday, carrying so much weight on my back. I'm not used to it. Carrying 5 days of food and loaded up on water is just a little bit much on day one. But we're about less than 2 miles or so to the water cache, and that'll be the first stop for this morning. Here's the first water cache. Sweet. I'm going to assess my needs and see how much I need to carry. Alright, I'm all loaded up. I only took a liter out of there, and I've got I've got 2 liters total on me. And that should get me to the next water source, about 8.5 miles or so down this dirt road that I'm currently walking on. So right now, probably a good time to talk about alternates and stuff. The CDT is not 100% complete, and there's a ton of alternates you can take, different options. So they call it the kind of choose your own adventure type of trail. I'm gonna try to do this as a purist, but I don't think it'd be possible for me to even try that. A lot of sections are really, really difficult, even if you tried to do it as a purist. So I'll say I'll be purist as practical, because right now I am not on the CDT. I'm on the road walk alternate for about 10 miles or so. The actual CDT is up off my left, closer to the hills that way. And over the years, nobody takes that. They all walk the road because this is kind of where the water cache is at. So the actual trail is all overgrown, and you're just kind of bushwhacking through thorny brush and cactus and stuff. And a few people who have done it, they say it was terrible. Horrible experience, don't even bother, just do the road walk. So I'm not going to skip sections of trail and do alternates just for the sake of it, or if this has a better view or whatever. There's going to be some kind of legitimate safety related reason. Like I'll probably do the Gila River alternate because the other way there's no water for long stretches if you try to do the actual CDT route around the Gila River and stuff like that. So we'll see that when we get there. These are all the Big Hatchet Mountains. And then the tallest one out there that way, that's Big Hatchet Peak. A couple of cars have gone by, dropping off the next wave of hikers. They're all starting this morning. Otherwise, no one else comes out here. There's a community of buildings up ahead. Could be the town of Hachita. You'll probably end up passing through there as you drive from Lordsburg. I thought it would be further away on the horizon, but that may or may not be it. But there's 2 outs. If you're having trouble the first couple days on trail, you can get to town. Really good trail angels there can get you rides. I think like crossing Route 81 is the first crossing opportunity to get into town, and then later Route 9, I think, can also get you to town. Yeah, that's not Hachita out there, that's just a big farmstead. I didn't think you could see it from here. It's much further out to the horizon. Looks like this is about where we joined back up with the CDT. That was about 10 miles of walking on the gravel dirt road. Now we just kind of pick our way through the desert on this side until we hit the road. A little under 2 miles left. I can see the next 2 trail markers at least. This trail sign got eaten by a cactus, and some birds have built a little nest in there. That's good protection for it. A little bit of desert flowers in bloom. Almost to the water cache. These 2 miles have sucked. A lot of sand underfoot, a lot of spiky bushes to brush past. Oh, I need a good break when I get up to the water cache. There's looking back at the water cache. Just filled up, had a nice break. There's a good 6 to 8 hikers that have been just chilling there. Good rest stop. There's not really any shade anywhere though. And then we're about to cross the road. This is Route 81. This will take you to Hachita. The local Trail Angel radar showed up at some point, refilling the water cache, so thanks to him. Just one of those genuine good dudes that wants to contribute as much as possible to the community. He'll pick up hikers and stuff if you need a ride into town from here. So I've already done like 14 miles for today. I really don't need to do any more than 20. So, I mean, max I may do like 6 more miles. I think it's like 1:30 or something like that. So I've got time, loaded with water. Next water source is like 13 miles away. So I'm gonna be dry camping tonight. I ain't doing 13 more miles. So nice and slow and steady. Taking lots of breaks, just 1 mile at a time for the rest of the afternoon, and we'll find a camp somewhere. So if you guys have seen on previous hikes, I usually sit down and plan out where I'm going to stay the night for each of the stretches, what my plans are. I don't know if I'm going to do that for this trail because I don't really have a plan. Distances are kind of dictated by the water sources, but the first day kind of threw my plan off from starting late. Like I can't do the 13 miles remaining to the next water source. So I'm going to be more winging it, I guess, for most of this trail. But if I can have some reasonable distance goals and stuff, I'll kind of cover that as I can, I guess. I'm going to take a break by the big water tank. Big cow pond here, but I'm not going to take any of that. That's gross. Doesn't look like there's really any shade there, though. There was enough shade there at the water tank for a nice little break. I'm still trying to push a few more miles today. It's going to be about a 20-mile a day, I think. I think I can do it. The only thing that's getting sore on me is my shoulders still. Just not used to the full backpack weights yet, long water carries. All right, what a day. I am definitely done. I got the tent set up there behind me. I'm in this rocky wash. Did 20 miles today. That was a good push. 20 miles on day 2 in the desert, and you're max loaded still with food and carrying water, and you have to ration it still because you're in between long water carries. It's kind of rough. But we made it. I'm gonna get some food in me, go right to bed. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all in the next one.